Sandra! Oh man, she must have left already. What am I gonna do with her? Well, actually, she's not so bad. Look at our new office, kids. Cambridge, Massachusetts. We're 1 block away from the Harvard Library. We'll have plenty of time to study at that awesome library. Hey, cool. It looks like she got a book for me already. 16th century pirate folklore. Sounds cool. The story of Davy Jones. Davy Jones was an English pirate who sailed the seas South Pacific near Fiji Island. His pirate ship was called the Black Pearl. Yeah. Well, where's the folklore part? Oh, some nights it said that pirates can be seen floating around the west Fiji Islands in the Black Pearl. Inside the captain's cabin, on top of Davy Jones' locker, is a bottle that contains the genius map. The genius map will lead you to the treasure. Kids, that sounds like an adventure. We'll need to get a flight out to the Fiji Islands. Sandra, I need your help booking a ticket. Kids, whoa! I can't believe we made it out of this creepy shit. We're in the middle of nowhere. There's nobody around. It seems like it's abandoned. But wait, how can this ship be sailing by itself? Maybe it really is haunted. Shh. I hear something. Kids, it's coming from the cabin. Come on, let's go check it out. Kids, am I seeing ghosts or something? I mean, am I hallucinating? It looks like there's a bunch of zombie pirates behind me that are dancing like Snoop Dogg to hip hop. Hey, whoa! It looks like there's a genius map. Shh. Let's see if we can get away from the pirates. Kids, it's a genius map! Check it out! Whoa, wait a second! It looks like an ACT test for the reading comprehension section. Genius map! Hey, wait! The noun is circled, and it looks like the verb is underlined. Next to the topic sentence, I see a plus, and sometimes I see a minus. Wait, there's one more thing. Words like but, yet, however, and although are circled, and there's a flag attached to the top. Now I get it. Genius mapping is not for pirates, it's for ACT reading comprehension. Now come on, let's get out of here before they see us. Kids, come on, let's get out of here. I don't think Davy Jones is going to be real happy when he finds out that the original genius map is missing. We're going to have to swim. Hope there's no sharks out there.
Kids, out of the pirate ship and into the Genius Lab for a quick overview of genius mapping. So a couple things that you're going to learn in the one-on-one lesson if you already haven't met with Professor Thomas is genius mapping. Here we go. First things first, you have to acknowledge the fact that the big picture from every paragraph is going to come from the topic sentence. Within the topic sentence, which is going to be our first sentence, we're going to have our noun and our verbs. We're going to go ahead and we're going to circle the noun and we're going to underline the verb in the topic sentence for paragraph 1. Then, as we go down into paragraph 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way through the passage, we're going to do the same thing. Read the topic sentence. We're going to identify the main noun, circle it, and we're going to underline the main verb. Do that for all the paragraphs. Then what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and link all of these topic sentences together from the noun and the verb together through what we call the Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo says the same thing but uses different words. That means this noun and this noun are going to be synonyms of each other. So when you circle this, this obviously should link to this, which should link to this. And if we have a fourth paragraph here, the noun that you circled here should be able to be linked into our genius map. And also, the verbs have some type of relationship as well. We're going to link things together through the Scooby-Doo. Then, after we get done with that, off of each topic sentence, based upon the word selection from the author, we're going to identify that sentence in the topic sentence as plus or minus using the good stinky rule. So look at your topic sentence based on the words. That feels positive, so forth. Just put a plus or a minus next to the topic sentences as you go on down through. Pirate flags or flag flip-floppers. These are words like but, yet, however, and although. Those are the four main ones that you're going to come across. But probably the one that's the most significant and most prevalent. We're going to go ahead and circle that word whenever, however, you come across that word. Circle it and put a little flag above it. That tells us that we're going to do a U-turn. If we say, I like hot dogs, that's positive. Then you see the word but, we know we're going to have to do a U-turn and say something negative. So these words are called flag flip-floppers or pirate flags. It tells you something is going on. The author is making a transition from one place to another in their argument. We're going to identify these by simply putting a circle around them and a quick little pirate flag on top. The reason we do that is because ACT has a tendency to ask you questions about areas that contain these words, flag flip-floppers. Once again, kids, but, yet, however, although. Those are the four main ones that you're going to come across. So please take a note. That's a quick overview. Let's go ahead and take a look at a passage. Kids, welcome to your first Genius Map with the professor. Follow along, watch what I do, and then I'm going to have you work independently on practice problem number 11, which is a big picture type of a question. All right, so the first thing to take note is this. This is called your title box, and it tells you that this is dealing with social sciences. All right, the first sentence that you get here tells you it's not a full essay, it's adapted. That means it's just a small segment of a larger essay. Think of a book, opening a book up to page 30 and just starting to read. That's kind of how you're going to be operating. All right, here the title says green music in the rainforest. I'm going to go ahead and circle the noun green music, and what's happening? It's being played in the rainforest. I underline the verb. Okay, then I go to the next paragraph. It says OELA. All right, I circle that. Okay, and then it tells you that this is an acronym for makers of musical instruments. How is this related? If you look over here, we have string musical instruments, which is the verb, connecting back to our noun, green music. OELA is dealing with the rainforest. See how sometimes they're going to cross. Amazonian Workshop School for Fabrication of Stringed Instruments. All right, there we go. We circle that. That's going to be the OELA, and they're making instruments made from the rainforest. We go to the next paragraph. Few people know that the Amazon is one of the more rapidly urbanized regions in the world. I go ahead and circle Amazon, right? And what's happening there? It's being urbanized. put a good stinky rule negative symbol next to that. This one up here, it's positive. We go to the next paragraph. Gomez knows how to build hope. That's positive. Gomez, probably a person that works with the OELA, or the Amazonian Workshop, building instruments. Officially, there's 30 cubic million wood and blah, 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 blah. All right, so we've got Amazon here, and it looks like 30 million cubic meters of wood being cut down. That's negative. This relates back to the urbanization of the Amazon. See how it's linked in there? OELA, this links back to the stringed instruments up here, and is the central theme for the project. Okay, they're going to help fill the void in. That's positive. All right, we go to the next paragraph up here. It says, for the past year, Master Raul Lagar, okay, you can probably assume he's from the workshop. And since he's a master, he's talking about students. That's going to be positive. All right. There's also a major obstacle outside the workshop. Workshop is a Scooby-Doo saying the same thing as the Amazonian Workshop. There's an obstacle, and that's going to be negative over there. There's the possibility of contract work from outside the Amazon. All right, contract work, probably to make some type of a musical instrument from the rainforest stuff, and maybe that the material is not from the rainforest. Large Laguerre cautions. All right, Laguerre is this guy, and you can see that that would link back into the school, and he's going to caution, so that's going to be negative. All right, and we come down over here. It says this guy here is the director of the school by learning the skill. That's positive. This is the director linking back to the school. And then such appreciation for the forest. Forest is the Amazon over here, which would link back into the title up here. Appreciation, that's going to be positive. All right, I look at the good stinky rule and I see who wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 versus 3 or 4. It looks like this is a pretty positive passage. They're doing something good with a bad scenario. All right, here we are with a big picture questions, problem number 11. Which of the following assumptions would be most critical for the reader to accept the argument of the author? All right, so the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to come over here and think of creating a new imaginary paragraph down over here. All right, and in our new paragraph, we're going to have a noun and we're going to have a verb, and this noun and verb is going to have to link you back in to what we've already done. So in your answer choices, you're going to have nouns and you're going to have verbs. So go ahead, circle your noun and underline your verb. All right. The one noun and verb that doesn't link logically back into your genius map, we're going to go ahead and cross those answer choices out. So we're going to pause the video here. In your answer choices, circle the noun, underline the verb, circle your noun, underline the verb, noun, verb for all A, B, C, and D. And then try and cross out 2 answer choices because they're way off. You'll get it down to 2, and then look real close at what we did here in our genius map, and then come up with the right answer. Pause the video here. I'll come on back in a second or two with the answer to problem number 11, the big picture question. Also, keep in mind that this passage is going to be positive, good stinky rule style. Pause the video here. Kids, practice problem number 11. The correct answer here is going to be answer choice C. Here's what I did. I came over here in answer choice A. I circled the noun that says shanty towns. All right? And what's going on? The Amazon needs to be relocated, okay, to be saved. All right? Shanty towns need to be relocated. Shanty towns is the main noun they're talking about. That doesn't link back in here because we never really talked about that. We talked about the Amazonian Workshop. So shanty towns feels like it's off topic. B, it says, learning to make consistently good guitars requires access to the best materials available. Where does it talk about the Amazon Workshop? It talks about guitars, but there's no Amazon in here. You see how learning is off topic. We crossed that one out. Answer choice C, it says small-scale rural productions of the Amazon. Small-scale production. That is a Scooby-Doo here for Amazonian Workshop fabrication. Okay, Amazon also connects back in here to the rainforest. All right, CYC is the best answer so far. And answer choice D, it says consumers outside the Amazon can do little. That's negative. All right, the main noun here is the consumers. And this whole passage never really talks about the consumers. It just simply talks about the Amazonian Workshop Fabrication School. Answer choice C, problem number 11. Kids, congratulations on your first Genius Map and your first big picture question. Quick review, big picture question, you're going to look at your Genius Map and you're going to use a little bit of good stinky rule. Make sure that the answer choice that you choose has the right tone using the good stinky rule. All right, that's how you get the big picture question done. And then, of course, what you want to do is think about creating a new imaginary paragraph at the very bottom and go ahead and circle a noun and a verb in every answer choice. So that would be A, that would be B, that would be C, and that would be D. All right? The correct answer is going to link you back into the Genius Map that you saw. So those are the three things that we'll use in order to answer the question correctly for big picture questions. All right, on to the next two types of questions. A line reference. A line reference will give you a line number in line 13. All right, so here's what you do. Go to line number 13, read the line, find the main noun and the main verb in that long sentence, and then reword that noun and verb into the correct answer choice A, B, C, D, so forth. All right, so that's how you answer those types of questions. And finally, the last type of question that you're going to run into is something called a mystery question. A mystery question is going to have a question that looks like this. Here's your question stem. And in the stem, it's going to ask you about a very specific noun. Now, lots of times there's going to be more than one noun that they're going to mention in the question stem, right? So you have to find the main noun here and the main verb. And then what we're going to have to do is you're going to have to go back into your Genius Map and try and locate where that word is, right? Once you find where that word is, you're going to simply go ahead and underline that word and then reword that sentence from the passage into the same synonym from your answer choices. So let's take a look at both of these questions together. What do we do in order to answer a line reference? We go and locate the line, and then we Scooby-Doo reword the line that's in question they give us, line 13. We reword that and find synonyms for the answer choices. Locate plus reword. That's how you answer a line reference. A mystery question, they don't tell you where that secret mystery word is. So you still have to locate where that mystery word is. Okay? Then once you locate where that mystery word is by looking at your Genius Map or some other techniques that you'll learn soon, okay? Once you find that key word, you have to read that sentence and Scooby-Doo reword that into the answer. So this is the breakdown. We have about 5 questions come from mystery. 4 questions are going to come from line reference. And usually about 1 question is going to be a big picture. And that will lead you to the total of 10 questions per passage. All right? If you look at the breakdown, mystery plus line reference, that's 9 out of 10 questions, or 90% of the test questions are going to ask you to locate plus reword into the answer choice. So that's what we're going to do here. All right, now let's go ahead. We're going to open up back to our passage and we're going to answer questions 12 through 20. So pause the video here. I'll come on back with the answers and explanations in a moment. Kids, practice problem number 12. It's a line reference question here. It said certified wood. So think of the big picture. The big picture is about making guitars out of wood from the Amazon. And this passage is positive using the good stinky rule. So if you come over here, we can start crossing stuff out. Isn't doing enough to stop unnecessary deforestation. That's a negative answer choice and can be crossed out. It's not going in cahoots with the theme. Has little chance of pleasing both musicians. Little chance, that's negative as well. Good stinky rule violation for G and H. We're left with 2 answer choices. J, using only traditional woods, that's the noun, okay? Or environmentally sustainable woods. Go ahead, throw this back into our imaginary paragraph that you were going to create with a new noun and a verb and see which one of those nouns and verbs links back into your Genius map more efficiently. F is the correct answer for 12 kids. Kids, practice problem number 13 is kind of like a big picture question. We're going to use the good stinky rule, however. So answer choice A, it says skeptical. That is negative. Workshops aim. B says dismay of the workshops, low productivity, double negative on that one. So both of those can be crossed out, violates the good stinky rule. C says supportive, that's positive, and D says confident. Both are positive, all right? So that is going to be the verb. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the noun. Here it says the workshop's goal. And C and D says the workshop could duplicate. Are they trying to duplicate or are they trying to reach their goal? If you look back in your Genius map, think about the noun and the verb from the two answer choices remaining and see which one logically links back into your Genius map here. It looks like we're trying to do with the workshop's goal. Duplication, I feel like anytime you try and duplicate something that's kind of a copy or cheap, good stinky rule violation for me. C is the correct answer for 13. Practice problem number 14, kids, is a line reference. However, it is asking you about a large chunk of material, and that chunk of material is called a paragraph. So usually what I do is I start with the topic sentence. I go over to line number 6 and see on line 6 it says, few people know that the Amazon is one of the most rapidly urbanizing regions in the world, observes Jose Gabriel Lopez of the Ford Foundation. Okay, so we know that how that paragraph links into the whole essay is we have the Amazon forest, and the Amazon forest is being depleted, and we have this school that is teaching people how to make stringed instruments from scraps of the wood from the Amazon. All right, so when you come over here, is that paragraph really trying to draw attention to the tremendous population? It just says urbanization. They're assuming that you think urbanization and population growth are Scooby-Doos off of each other. Urbanization means that rural areas such as Amazon rainforests are being converted into cities. That is the definition of urbanization. It doesn't necessarily draw attention to the population growth. So that's incorrect. Answer choice D, it says, explain the necessity for ventures such as Gomez. So that's on topic because the venture is the OELA, which links you back into that second paragraph there. Let's put a dot by that. Answer choice H says, explain the presence of the Ford Foundation in the Amazon. That really doesn't say. Ford is like a car, right? What does that have to do with stringed instruments? That's kind of weird. Off topic. Answer choice J says justifies raising taxes to increase social service in the Amazon. Taxes, that's totally off topic for the noun. Answer choice G, you see, is going to link into our paragraph because venture is a Scooby-Doo for the Amazonian stringed instruments workshop. 14G. Problem number 15, kids, is a line reference. However, it's asking you about a large part of the passage here. It's our paragraph 33 through 53. The best thing to do is to go on in and take a look at that area. First thing I did was read the topic sentence. OELA is meant to help fill the void. I don't really know what that means. I feel like that's a little bit elusive, so I had to read a little bit further. And when I did, I came down over here and I saw a pirate flag. Here is the word but. It tells me the answer is going to be right around that area. Because of the intense harvesting of trees close to being extinct, we're dealing with Brazilian rosewood and ebony. All right, were used in the traditional part of the guitars. So looks like OELA is going to use wood probably that's not from ebony or rosewood. All right, let's keep that in mind, and what we're going to do is scroll on down and look at our answer choices now. All right, see a flag, flip-flop, or a pirate flag. All right, so the main function is to demonstrate woodworking skills are required. A master luthier, not really. That doesn't say anything about alternate woods. All right, B says explore the limitations of science. Science, I feel like that noun is off topic, so let's go ahead and cross that one out. And C says outline scientific reasons. I feel like that's scientific reasons is a noun. That's off topic here. D says show the experiments led to the discovery of good substitutes of rare wood. rare wood is a Scooby-Doo for ebony and mahogany. D is the correct answer on that one. Pirate flag, kids, 15. Problem number 16, kids. This is a radioactive problem. You're asked 4 questions, but you only get 1 point. Make sure that you saw the word accept here. It is a mystery question. We have to go in here and find where it's going to talk about the Amazon guitar industry and problems. This is the key word that I looked for, problems. All right. So what I did is I used a quick technique called finger scanning, taking your fingers and going left to right, right to left, try and find the area that is going to talk about those different things. Here we see the word hurdles. Hurdles is a Scooby-Doo or synonym for problems. Once we got to this area here, it says there are technical things. We have humidity in Manaus that's going to make them crack, and it looks like we have glue that doesn't hold. Also, the major obstacle is the resistance of buyers to new wood. All right, those are the 3 things that are in there. Let's go ahead and look at our answer choices. So when we zap on down here, we're looking for the one that's not in that area. It's a mystery question. So we see glue is in there, wood's going to crack in Manaus, that's in there, and then buyers resist non-traditional woods. That's that. 16H, mystery question, find your keyword. In this case, I use the word problem and try to find the right area. Get to the right area and you'll see the answer is going to fall in your lap. Problem number 17 is a mystery question. What I did is I came over here, I looked for the word impact or a synonym of impact. All right, so I went back up into the passage and I found something right around line 86 or so. And the synonym here was huge effect and impact. All right, right there. Such appreciation for the rainforests, says huge effect on the survival of the forest. 80% of the students come from other parts of the state of Amazonias, and virtually all of them will return to their homes. Some, he says, will become politicians, have direct influence. So that is where I got that. Let's take a look at the answers. Come back down over here. Let's look for a Scooby-Doo for that. All right. So 17, answer choice A says, care deeply enough about music. Music, you see how that noun is off topic. Cross out. B, will return to their homes and spread the environmental knowledge. That's on topic. Are willing to endure personal hardships in order to use their new skills. Personal hardships, that noun is off topic. D, will have political careers after they return, but that doesn't have anything to do with the impact of survival. B is the correct answer for 17. Problem 18 in the passage, Gomez indicates that the wood cut from the Amazon rainforest each year, approximately how much is wasted. It's a mystery question. I went ahead and tried to find where it says Gomez. So I came over here and found that right here on line 25. It says officially there's 30 million cubic meters of wood cut and 20 million is wasted. So 20 million divided by 30 million is going to give you the correct answer of 2/3, which is going to be answer choice J for 18, kids. So problem number 19 is a radioactive problem. You're going to get 1 point for answering 4 questions. I definitely would save this one to the very end because it says the word accept. That means 3 of them are already in there. From past questions that we've answered already, we've already seen that ebony was in there, and also mahogany was in there, and also rosewood was in there. So if you answer the other questions first, A is going to give you the correct answer. Another way of doing this is something called answer plugging. Answer plugging is taking your noun here, since it's a single word, and then going back into the passage and simply finger scanning for each one of them and just double checking to make sure. These words have to be inside the passage, so the ones that are not in there, that's going to be the answer. That if you can't find it, that's the answer. So 19 is going to be answer choice A. Kids, and finally practice problem number 20 is going to be a mystery question. I looked for the word here, adopted. I came over here and I found that on line 65 here. Right, it says the student is paying for his or her tuition. So I look for answer choices. So it's pretty much the same thing for 20F, tuition. 20F, mystery question, find the right area, easy Scooby-Doo.